Hi everyone, we are in Causeway Bay right now. So as you can see, crowds are moving in response to online calls for a lunchtime march. There have been calls for protests and demonstrations in protest against the National Anthem bill, which has been retabled at the Legislative Council today. Protesters are also protesting in opposition of the national security law, which Beijing has announced to promulgate by passing the local legislature and to introduce laws to safeguard national security in Hong Kong. Protesters are saying that they will head over to Times Square. In response to online calls for demonstrations, police have increased their security presence across Hong Kong. This morning we saw that the central government offices in Admiralty were basically on a lockdown, with footbridge being sealed off. And now in Causeway Bay, a lot of Riot police officers have been patrolling. And earlier we saw that police officers have raised a yellow warning flag near this Victoria's Secret store, which is at the Jardine Crescent. As you can see, here are some Riot police officers, and crowds are moving to the Times Square direction, but right now they are stuck on the Lee Garden Road. Several police vehicles were parked near Hysan Place, where crowds have gathered to chant slogans and sing protest songs, in addition to the familiar catchphrases that you would hear, such as 5 demands, not one less, and asking for the government to set up an independent commission of inquiry. Protesters also chanted pro-independence slogans, including One Nation, One Hong Kong, Hong Kong independence, the only way out. As you can see, protesters are slowly stepping back as just a few Riot police officers are on Lee Garden Road. A lot of protesters have asked each other to open their umbrellas in fear that their faces might be caught on camera. It appears that there are some chaos at the front. As you can see, there are a lot of people. There have been online calls for a general strike in protest against the National Anthem bill and the national security law. Can't really see what's going on, but okay, so as we see a police cordon being set up on Lee Garden Road, at the intersection of Lee Garden Road and Kai Chiu Road. As you can see, police vehicles have parked outside the Hysan Place. They are now sealing off parts of the street, and Some protesters are over here near Times Square. Here we have more Riot police officers. We also have officers holding up video recording cameras. As you can see, a police officer has pulled out the blue flag, the blue warning flag, and you can see a police officer is shaking his bottle of pepper spray. Some shops have lowered their gates, but we are unsure where the protesters are planning to move. This group of Riot police officers are now moving to Hyson Place. More people are gathered outside Hyson Place on Kaichu Road as well as Lee Garden Road. As you can see, some people are trying to escape the police cordon, but police have sealed off the area. Okay, now they are allowing people to go through. Police are asking reporters to go back onto the pedestrian pavement. But as you can see, more people. To recap, we are in Causeway Bay right now. There have been calls for an online march at 1 p.m. in protest against the National Anthem bill, which is being retabled at the Legislative Council today. People are also protesting against the looming national security law. According to police on Facebook, at least 16 people have been arrested as of 11:30 a.m. today. Some people were arrested for possessing offensive weapons, while others were found to have instruments fit for unlawful purposes, and some others were arrested for dangerous driving. Here we see heavy police presence outside Hyson Place in Causeway Bay. Crowds have gathered inside the shopping mall earlier to chant slogans and sing protest songs. And in addition to the familiar slogans people have heard at protests such as 5 demands, not one less, more and more people seem to be advocating for Hong Kong independence by chanting slogans such as "One Nation, One Hong Kong, Hong Kong independence, the only way out." As you can see, a group of people has been surrounded by police officers. This is outside Hysan Place in Causeway Bay. A police officer over there is telling citizens to disperse and leave the scene. We are unsure. Okay, police officers are instructing people who have been surrounded by them to take their Hong Kong identity card out. So I guess they will, and also they have police officers have also ordered them to take away their umbrellas. There are quite a number of people being cuffled by the police. They are separating people, asking people to separate into two different groups by gender. Over there, some people are still chanting protest slogans. A police officer just instructed his colleague to start recording. There are about 50 to 70 people surrounded by police at the moment. This is outside Hysan Place in Causeway Bay, where some netizens have called for a lunchtime march in protest against the National Anthem bill and the national security law. As you can see, people have. Okay, police have just raised the blue flag, a blue warning flag, which means, which indicate that they're saying people are participating in an illegal march or assembly. Protesters are heading towards Times Square. Officers are asking members of the press to give them a safe distance, As you can see, people are heading towards Times Square. We will end the live stream here for now. Thanks for watching, and you can see the latest update on today's events on our social media account. Thank you.